everyone, this is Tony from her Homestead Skills, and today we are going to do a video on Mark on his first attempt to make gumbo. He did research a number of recipes and decided that he wanted to do make gumbo with sausage and shrimp. I understand that there's a version using chicken available as well, and he may try that in the future. And anyway, gumbo is one of those foods that you don't see here at all. It's not, first of all, unheard of in our locale, and yeah, don't know of any place where you can get it. I've never tried it, and so this is our first attempt at making this dish. And yeah, well, Mark does have an interest in southern cooking. He loves what is it, the breakfast food with sausage and gravy. That's it. Yes, when we were down south, he couldn't get enough sausage and gravy. So now he wants to try and make gumbo. So here we go.
Making the roux, first of all. And that involves, there's two ways you can do it, either with butter or with oil. In this case we're using extra virgin olive oil because it's what we have lying around the house. Now this gets cooked at medium-low heat for 30 to 40 minutes. And you're supposed to stir it constantly. Okay, here's the main ingredients. The andouille sausage, which I've sliced. It has yet to be cooked, but we're going to brown that on both sides first. About a pound of shrimp that I've shelled. A few cloves of garlic. A bunch of green onions. A green bell pepper. Some freshly chopped parsley. An onion. And a couple of stalks of celery. Okay, now we're going to brown these sausages on both sides, hopefully flipping them just once. And I could use a bit more.
Now, what's different about that sausage from sausages that are very common around here?
Okay, well, I've heard a lot of people say that you could substitute kielbasa, but I don't really like that idea. As much as I like kielbasa, I don't think it's really going to be the correct one to be using in this kind of cooking. The andouille sausage is supposed to be made from cube pork rather than ground pork, and it's also a smoked sausage.
Oh, okay. And adding?
Now we deglaze the pan with about a cup of chicken stock.
Okay, so now you're putting all the rest of the chicken stock, which is what, about 6.5 cups?
6.5 to 7 cups. Yep.
And that's your homemade chicken broth?
That's the chicken broth I made last week.
Mark's homemade chicken broth.
And I know you can buy chicken broth in the stores, but you can buy chicken bones so cheap that it makes no sense to buy the canned broth because it's real easy to do yourself.
Okay, now you're putting in?
Now garlic, celery, green pepper, green onions, and parsley. In addition to that, we're going to take this roux that we made earlier and add enough to thicken it. And I have no idea how much it's going to take to thicken it, but we have extra roux, so we should be okay.
I think we have more than enough, yes. Okay. And how much of that are you adding?
Maybe 1.5 tablespoons to try. That's our homemade Cajun seasoning.
Okay.
It's just gone in, and we'll just added the shrimp. Now the sausage is going in, and I used uncooked raw shrimp, so they've got to cook in there for about probably 4 or 5 minutes. And we'll know the shrimp are cooked when they've all turned red, orange actually.
I thought it was pink.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a pinky orangey color. Yeah, it looks like it's going more orange than anything else.
Okay, let me see if I can get a shot of the inside of the pot. Okay, there we are. Now, if you can work around the camera, it's on.
Sure. I'm just going to, well, let this stuff sit for a few minutes.
Looks good.
And when the shrimp are cooked, the dish is complete.
And then you just put it aside while the rice is cooking, or we should have cooked the rice ahead of time?
Well, it's about 1.5 hours till dinner time.
Okay.
So I think we're going to let this cook. We'll turn it off, let it sit here for until it's time for dinner.
And then warm it up again?
Yep, and just throw the heat on underneath of it. It's like a stew, so you can let it cool down and warm it up. And I've also heard that this is one of those dishes which, like stew and chili and a number of others,
Oh yeah.
tastes a lot better the second day.
Oh cool. And you do have a big pot of it.
Yep,
All right, so
that's more than we need for dinner for 2.
hopefully it tastes as good as it looks.
You'll find out soon enough.
That's unusual. Well, okay, I'm going to take a taste test. And actually that is quite nice. I certainly could enjoy this meal. So, here's to Mark and his gumbo.
I generally moisten the spoon with some water before I serve rice because the rice doesn't stick to the spoon that way.
Well, there we go, Mark's first attempt at gumbo.
And we'll see how it works.
Oh, it tastes very nice, Mark.
Hopefully it'll be good enough that you don't have to delete the video.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I've never had gumbo before, and I don't. Have you ever eaten gumbo?
Never.
Never. Okay.
Or in New Orleans a few years ago, never had gumbo.
I know.
I had shrimp and grits a lot. But
Yes, we had a lot of shrimp there. Love shrimp.
Okay, and that's it. We're ready to eat.
There we go. Gumbo dinner. Thanks very much. Appreciate having dinner made for me any day. Okay. Now that I don't have a mouthful, just want to say thank you for watching. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills and Mark in the kitchen. And thank you for watching again, and we'll catch you on the next one.